boxes go down the field more. If he has time, fires one minute. The tail off, and he's zooming. It's Saga, 15 of the Panthers.
What is happening, you guys? And welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate. I am your host, El Capitan. And tonight we continue the fiasco, the nonsense, listen, if we're closing the book on it, then that means we're closing the book on the guy. So that's what happened, because I don't think the book closes until bigger things happen. And we'll keep you updated on some of those rumblings going around as they come across and come to yours truly, El Capitan. A lot of irons in the fire of what the Dolphins are going to do, could do, should do, would do, want to do, finna do, doobie-doobie-doo. But, I mean, guys, there's season ain't over, certainly feels like such. There's a situation in which, we beat the Patriots and still can lose to the Jets, and all this nonsense, all this breakdown of wins and losses, and how can we still get in? We're still good right now. Just don't lose any more football games. This ain't the team I was promised. This isn't the team that I tore my organization and got rid of Laramie Tunsil and fired all kinds of people and pivoted off the coach. This isn't what we were sold. A mediocre team tear down to rebuild another mediocre football team. Now you can go, oh, but El Capitan, we have all this great talent. We have this good coach. We have that blah, blah, blah. We got shit. That's the truth. We are the same boat we're in, just fucking with a new paint job. They are repackaging the same bullshit to this fan base. And that's why I created the channel. The gaslighting of us fans has ended the day the conception of NFL, TFTG, Miami Dolphins, the good Lord opened the heavens and said, El Capitan, came down on me, and I was like, fuck this. No more of me and my peoples. That's it. Done. I'm going to tell it to you straight. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because that ain't why you come here. And if you did, just get, bro. I'm not going to play all nice all the time. I've played ball. I am Buddy Flowers plenty of times. Okay. And I'll continue to say good things about good things. But I will call a spade now. So you will find unfiltered truth here at the Fins Tailgate. You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. You don't even have to fucking watch. But you gonna get it. That's it. That's all I got for you. I got me. I am exactly what I appear to be. I don't lie to you. I don't give a shit. I don't fucking care. I will take this, leave this. I will put this on and put it out in the ether to no one to listen or to everyone to partake. And all I got to do is wait. I am a patient person. And you can find your lies from people who tell you the way you want to think. But if you want unfiltered honesty and truth, come to me. Got you. Got you. So, guys, make sure you're catching the unfiltered truth with the Fins Tailgate every time I feels like it. And you also got the Rabid Dolphin with Lou. Lou killed it forever. Yesterday, color commentary with your boy Color jumped in there a little bit yesterday. DTA Dolphins debrief straight kept you guys alive all night into the wee hours of the morning. Thank you, DTA. And we will have our man, Late Night Exhale Ali. I can't wait to hear what Ali's got to say about this. He been doing the fam thing, which we respect. And now he gonna come around here sooner rather than later to tell you what's going on. Cash App, Venmo, the Fins Tailgate. Support us in every which way you can. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell people that you hate and love to come over here and get in the conversation. Also, guys, link in the description for Fanatics. Make sure you guys are hitting the officially licensed official partner Fanatics link in the description. And you guys also know we have the link to our gear in the description as well. Get all the good. Get yourself something warm to drink. We can give these to all the flip-floppers that are going around. Gift that to someone if you love them or hate them. And you can give them a beanie to keep warm as well. And also, guys, Backroom Collections link is in the description. Use offer code hashtag TFTG and you'll get 10% off. You're welcome. Let them know your boys sent you. So, shout out to everybody in chat. See everybody's in there. Hope you guys are hitting the like button. Who was in here first? DTA Lewis in here quick with California sliding in too, boy. Crypto David, what's going on? Let's go. Mark, good evening, sir. Lucas, my guy. Yeah, Lucas, there's fireworks. I mean, it's a Dolphins thing. I mean, that's it. We come branded with fireworks, my guy. Andres, what's going on? John, what's happening? John's right. Everybody hit the like button. Make sure you're hitting it. Scummy, I see you. Scott Jackson Scummy says, please tell me someone was watching Reason's show. Those people are chatters and completely morons. Well, you know, I wasn't able to catch it. I had my niece's birthday. I look, not gonna talk shit about Reason and his show because I didn't see it, but I have a pretty decent idea of how it went. I'm sure it had its fair moments. I'm sure it had its unfair moments. But, I mean, look, he really wants to work out. And, you know, I did too. I don't see how he can. And I'm going to get into that here directly. 72 undefeated. What's going on, buddy? Canes 1989. What's up, El Capitan and everyone in chat? Congrats on Ed Reed. Yes, bro. Bethune-Cookman. That's right in my neck of the woods. I'm going to slide up there and say what's up to Ed, bro. Good for him, man. Great for him. Bethune-Cookman, although gets mollywopped by the Canes religiously, maybe Mr. Reed, not Ed Reed, Mr. Reed, or Coach Reed, as we now affectionately call him, will, you know, figure a way to become a competitive team and use this stepping stone. Nightwolf, bro, the drama people are causing with this whole concussion issue is killing me. Oh, he was concussed. No wonder he threw in bro, Nightwolf. Here's the thing about the concussion issue. Plain and simple. Concussed, and that being the reason for throwing 3 interceptions is worse than him just having a bad football game. I don't think people understand. You're talking about a guy that would, on the record, have 2 concussions. By all accounts from earlier in the year, a third in the Buffalo Bills game, which the Dolphins and the media empire pushed down to our throats that no, that he got that concussion from Thursday Night Football, not because of Thursday Night Football and it's too short a time to play football in a week for anybody, but because he actually took a boo-boo in the ding-dong in the Bills game, and then it really showed its ugly head on Thursday Night Football. It's not Thursday Night Football. That's a good product, and it's safe. Fuck you guys. Don't fucking piss down my back and call it rain. That's bullshit, and you know it. But to say he got a third concussion is not a better excuse than a bad football game. You're a fucking liability now, bro. You're a liability. That's the truth. You are now a liability to the NFL, to this football team, to yourself and your family. That's the scary part about all this. That's the hard conversation to have. We're talking about a future. We're talking about a franchise guy. Franchise guys are 10 years. Not a maybe next year. Not a maybe someday. How long do Miami Dolphins fans have to endure wondering about their quarterback position? Wait till next year, Dolphins fans, then you'll have answers. I'm over it. We're over it. There's plenty of fans that want to handle things this way. Some say, be nice. Bro, I've been playing be nice and be cool and do what the fucking organization tells me like a good old sheeple for far too long. I didn't make this friggin' channel and bring like-minded individuals around with me so everyone shuts up and plays good little soldier for the fucking Dolphins who haven't done shit for me except return my face hair gray. Fucking bullshit, bro. It is. And that's how I'm going to handle it. I'm going to handle it this way. Because then when this is off and this is done, I'm back to regular old Capitan. That's Chris. Here you get Capitan. Man of different hats. Many hats. My dad taught me that. Anyhow, that's not the better of the scenarios is that you're concussion prone. Bro, at this rate, Tua would suffer a concussion in a fucking pillow fight. Okay? If you can't fall on your head on grass with an NFL helmet on, you can't play football. That's football 101. How the fuck he get all this way? How's that even possible? Now, Capitan, you're being mean. You're being this. No, I'm not. I'm the best damn friend Tua's got right now because I'm not worried about him making me money. I'm not worried about him winning me Super Bowls. I'm talking about what's this man going to do with his family 10 years from now? What's this man going to do a year from now? We're talking about 3 concussions in 1 year. The last guy I can remember doing that was Luke Kuechly, and he retired, and that son of a bitch was an animal. He was an animal. And if it's not a concussion and you're using that as an excuse, then you're not mentally into it anyhow, bruh. That ain't nobody's fault. That ain't nobody's fault. Not even yours. If your heart ain't into it, then your head ain't into it, then you shouldn't be either. That's how people get hurt. That's how motherfuckers die. Not that someone dies on the field, but in other professions in life, you can't have, if you're in the military or something like that, you can't have some psychopath next to you. Now, every now and again, a psychopath, damn good weapon. Oh, shit, watch out for psychopathic Larry. Motherfucker clear out a whole room by himself, throwing grenades, all that other shit. But I don't want to be next to his fucking crazy ass. Bitch gonna blow me up, gonna shoot me. Going in psychopathic Larry. That's a good weapon, but it ain't good to keep around. Same thing, you're playing with fire with this type of stuff we're talking about here. And if we're not, then you're lying to me. Now you're a liar. Both scenarios are equally shit, and I don't like it. What's up, John? Hit the like button. California, I seen you already, doggy. Mo, what's happening? Tua playing Sunday? Yeah, you know what, Mo? I've heard that too. I've heard that, oh no, Tua's going to make his triumphant return. He's going to slide in there. He's going to be riding on his pale white horse and bringing death with him. I hope so. I hope so too. Because whether it was the PR push to looky here to not over there, to just see terrible football and just go, well, you know, he was dazed, Bro, there ain't no future in that, dog. There ain't no future in dazed football, mentally out of it football. Bro, we're talking about gladiators here. We're talking about gladiators. These are the new gladiators. The guy who had these problems got eaten by the motherfucking lion. He got eaten by the lion. I'd have to see him next time. He would dead. Now, I got that we don't live in Roman times and all this nonsense, but I mean, you get my parallels here. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, what are we talking about here? Aqua, what's up, buddy? Jimmy, Scummy. Every season is always over with Tua as your franchise QB. Mark, evening, sir. Guys. Colin, what's up, buddy? Colin, I'm sorry that Tua and the Dolphins let you down, bro. I was so ready for some shoeies. I was juiced. I had my 72 Miami Dolphins jacket on. I was juiced. Jerry, what's up? Finn fan from Jacksonville. Jerry, I am just in Palm Coast. I ain't far from you, Jer. I just moved back up here from Southwest Florida a few months back. I was living over in Cape Coral, but I'm in Palm Coast now, Jerry. You ride around to Kona. Bernie Bosco, what's up? Tua sucks. Bring in Teddy Two Gloves. Listen, Bernie, honestly, eh. Because look, what does Teddy Two Gloves really do, guys? What does Teddy do? Teddy gets us in the playoffs. Teddy even wins a playoff game. Shit, Teddy goes, hey, guess what? I'm worthy keeping around as the backup next year. We're just in the same boat. New paint job. I want a new boat. I want a whole new Capitan mapped out route. Give me something to believe in. Give me something to believe in, bro. How am I believing in this? Explain that to me. How am I going to believe in this? Hopes, dreams. I played your game all fucking year with your hopes and dreams, bro. I did. And you know what? Tua performed the best he has ever had in his NFL career this year. He really has. That Buffalo game, he was really good in as of recent. Shit, up until the second half, he was pretty good in the game that we just seen him. But how am I going to believe in that for a future? This streakiness, you know? There's some things I was thinking about, and I went ahead and looked through the film, and I'm not going to go through the film, honestly, because you can find that with other guys. There's plenty of other creators. You guys don't come here for me to break down football film. If you wanted me to, let me know. Maybe I'll do that stuff. If you guys want me, you know what? I'm going to put that in the poll. I'm not going to do it today, but if you guys want me to start breaking down film and looking at it with you guys, I'll do that. I'm going to put it in the poll. I have a finite amount of time that I can get to do this type of stuff with you guys. So it would inevitably be taken up in like a show like today. I would be showing you guys film. I mean, you put it in here. Oops. Oops. There it is. Y'all want Cap to do film breakdowns in the future. Did it go up? Here it goes. Boom. Yes or no? Easy as that. All right. Anyhow, I went through the film. I checked it out. I looked at it, and again, like I said, Tua did pretty damn good up until the second half. But that's kind of it's been streaky, and you know, there's this. It's weird because like last year in the RPO system, it was blatantly obvious that he had a first throwing target. His second option in that system was to hand the football off. So it was really a two option kind of ordeal, but not really. There was always that delayed second, and you read the blitzer or the linebacker or whatever, and you throw it or you hand it off. You know what I'm saying? You check the edge, blah, 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 blah. Very simplistic. It wasn't all the things that they asked him to do, but it was the bulk of Tua's ordeal. This year, a little bit of, lot different. And early on, looked like he was staring at his wide receivers and looking at his first option. But then when he hit his stride, back when, he was rattling them off after the, I would say, probably that Baltimore game, he hit a rhythm and a stride. And, that's kind of the problem with a rhythm quarterback. If he can't find his rhythm, you're in trouble. But anyhow, he these last few games since the bye week, since I don't know, sometime in like maybe the Texans game or something like that, since this losing streak, he has just been a one read type of quarterback again, staring guys down, not seeing linebackers drift back into coverage, just not scanning like he did before. He's regressed mid-season. Explain that to me. I can remember earlier on when he was killing it, he was kind of, looking off guys. I seen him go through progressions once in a while. I was like, holy shit, this boy's feeling himself. Where'd that guy go? Where'd he go? Is it because there's expectations? Is it because that there's pressure? I seen a friend at my niece's, you guys remember him, Big Kev. He used to be on the show a lot. Close friend of the family. He used to do cash and tickets with Brandon the Bookie. And I seen him tonight, and we were talking, me, him, and Brandon the Bookie. And we're like, man, what the hell is up with this fucking guy? What is up with this guy, bro? And it's just like he regressed mid-season, and he's playing scared. And I don't know. Is it in his head? What do you guys think in chat? Is this something that's in his head? Is this what he is? Is this who this guy is? I don't know. I don't know, Clift. I don't think you're Kenshawn. He lost the tiger in his eye, dog. What happened to the tiger eye? I got tiger eye right here, dog. I had tiger eye bracelet. I named it Tua. But it's kind of an oxymoron at this point for all you guys that get that joke. God Soldier says, no, Tua's just not good. Mike, Tua's soft mentality and physical. Listen, and here's the thing, guys. So people go, but Cap, we've seen Tua be a good rhythm quarterback, even evade pressure, even, evade sacks, get hits, do that stuff. You've seen him. I've seen him. But he was still in rhythm for whatever reason. He was on fire. But then, out of nowhere, he's not in rhythm. And so what happens when Tua isn't in rhythm? The offense has gotten a little bit more complex. There's motions all over the place. And I got to be honest, guys, as someone who played a lot of linebacker growing up, my entire teens, and, I started at like 10 at linebacker, and, 11, 12, 13, 14, all linebacker. So, as someone, you see when like a shift or emotion happens and the linebackers move from an A gap to switch over to the B gap. You know what I'm saying? Playing middle linebacker. You dictate the types of looks you want for the types of plays you want to execute. And that's all fine and dandy, and that shit works when it's working. But when people got film or people just say, I'm not budging. This is the defensive play that's called. A bite side right or whatever you want to call it. They got weird different names on defense. We got green defense with the Mad Dogs or some shit. It's weird. It's not like offense where you have like, plays and shit that's called. It's just different. But like you say, I don't care what motion they do, nothing. We're staying home. We're going to go 1v1. We're going to do this. Or the linebacker is going to drop back into coverage, or we're not going to waste, ourselves stuck in the box with all your window dressing, doing all this motion, because that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to move out of this position and have the strong side linebacker to my right get wide on this formation. So then I'm left with just my will to my left to defend all that real estate while you're bringing Tyreek Hill in motion on a fucking easy little sweep or some shit. You say, no, we're going to sit, we're going to play base. You can shift, move all around you want. And I'm going to settle back in these zones. You put 5 back in coverage in between the hashes and Tua is lost. He's staring down his wide receivers. And as a rhythm quarterback, what is he trying to do? He's trying to find his rhythm. So then he does with exactly what Nick Saban said was his biggest flaw. He forces it. He starts forcing the ball. He starts trying to make rhythm when things are out of rhythm. They're not really out of rhythm, are they? You're not fucking playing good quarterback. You're not reading the defense post snap. You're not looking at your options and going through your progressions. You're trying to force it. And I'm sorry to tell you this because obviously no one loves you to tell you enough. You don't have an NFL arm that you can force. You don't have it. The only types of quarterbacks that can force footballs are the ones that can throw it hard enough that if it is grabbed on by somebody other than I'm throwing it to, it's too fucking hard and fast for you to take it out of the air. That's it. That's it, bro. Rhythm quarterback is just another way of saying limited quarterback. That's it. Rhythm quarterback is just another way of saying limited to me. And if you're a rhythm quarterback and a limited quarterback and it's limited of arm strength, that is the difference between franchise quarterbacks and guys who played quarterbacks and have good quarterback seasons. You know who's a great rhythm quarterback? Jared Goff. Jared Goff's a great rhythm quarterback. When he's in rhythm with a decent run game, he can chew bitches up. Look no further than what he's doing with the Lions. They got one of the best high-powered offenses all year. All year. Defense is shit. They figure out a defense over there, and people are in trouble. Great rhythm quarterback. But rhythm is just another word for limited. And when you say rhythm and limited in the NFL at the quarterback position, it comes down to arm strength. It comes down to how hard you can throw. How much you can be a game changer yourself. Now, in this new NFL, I say new NFL, but it's been going on for a long time. Back to Randall Cunningham and the likes. You can be dynamic with your legs in this NFL. But you can't be a rhythm quarterback and dynamic with, well, that's not true too, because Steve Young was kind of a rhythm quarterback and dynamic with his legs. So I guess you could do that. But you got to have something else. You got to have something. If you're a rhythm guy, you got to have something else. Now, you can say that, well, wait, El Capitan, Tua's extremely accurate. His accuracy is superb. Agreed? Agreed. When Tua is in rhythm, his accuracy may be second to none. But what do I got to do to find that rhythm, to get that accuracy, to be that guy? And now we talk about the mental stuff. It's a lot to overcome in an NFL. It's a lot to overcome when you've got so many other moving pieces on this football team, on all football teams, in a football game. You know, and I'm not saying that, someone else can't step up. I'm not saying Tua can't have a bad game. I can accept bad games. I can't accept absolute regressions where you make all these strides in being a different, better quarterback and then completely go out of the just completely show a different guy for over a month. For over a month, we've seen a different dude. Just someone who, when the going gets tough, Tua gets going. Should be the other way around. How do you expect to be a leader that way? Here's the real thing, and this is what Big Kev was saying to me. He goes, you know what's really hard? Tua's so damn likable. He's likable. He's downright lovable. You can't hate the guy. In fact, hating the guy is downright inhuman. It's inhuman to hate a person like Tua. Just all around, from what I can tell, I don't know, the guy could be a total prick, but at least the image portrayed, the one I've been bought, sold, and all of you can see, it's a guy in which you can like a lot. But let me ask you this, guys. Is it better to be liked, loved, or feared and respected? Tell me in the chat right now. Better to be liked and loved or feared and respected? What would you guys take? Chat. I see you in there, Pete, ML Fins, Alex, Michael K, Mike, Travel Adventures with Eric B, salute, Cap, Scott, DTA, Mark is in there. I see a bunch of you guys in there. Danny Marino, Cliff, Money Mitch, what's going on? Batman's Pops. What do you guys think? Liked and loved or feared and respected? Tell me. I get it. Alex T, Pete, both would be nice. Da. Listen, you're not a business owner. Fuck that. Even business owners that are liked and loved by their employees find themselves filing Chapter 11. So don't work in business to be liked and loved. The only thing that liked and loved works in is fame. And fame without success isn't real. Fame with the liked and loved part only literally gets you. It's just, you got a bunch of yes men. I make a band. I'm rocking it to the top and and then I start taking the people who tell me the things that I don't want to hear. The truth. The hard truth. And I cut them out of my life to put around and insulate myself by people who just tell me what I want to hear. And yes, Mr. Capitan, you're the greatest ever. I do enough of that on my own. Okay? I don't need people around. I got my confidence. I don't need yes men. Tua shouldn't either. Nice guys finish last, T-bone steak. In all walks of life, feared and respected is the better thing, because those who respect you, feared isn't necessarily a good way to put it, because I don't want anything to cower from me. But not when you disrespect me, then you will fear me. That's the hard truth. But with respect comes a true love, one that is earned. Jermaine King, I don't know if he's his yes man. But I could, if you asked me to bet, I would bet towards it. In football, in business, there's plenty in parenthood. I'd rather be feared and respected by my kids than liked and loved, because they'll love me anyhow when they wise the fuck up and realize that that fear I struck in them and the respect I made them give me saves them from the harsh realities of the real fucking world. In football, I'd rather be hated and feared and respected than everyone like me. Such a nice guy. How many people say Rodgers is such a nice guy? Tons do. But forever, he's a dick. He's an asshole. He's this. He don't give a shit. Because he'll whip your ass. Well, maybe not throwing hands. Probably could fight like a son of a bitch, too. Usually people who walk, talk, and act like that can. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, guys. In football, it's better to be feared and respected than it is to be liked and loved and accepted. I accept you. You know, I'm just pondering here, because what do the Dolphins do now? Where do they go from here? You put in Teddy, and then what? Tua comes out, and he's like, hey, I'm back. Teddy, thanks for getting me in the playoffs. Or do you go on Skyler and see what the hell you got? Because the Dolphins are in a real precarious situation. In more ways than one, they've really sold out this year and next year for Tua. And I got to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we look at the Dolphins and we look at the players and we're like, these are Dolphins. They're Miami Dolphins. But before they're Miami Dolphins, they are their own brand. They're their own entity, and they have their own interests first. If you don't believe me, go ask Byron Jones. Go ask Xavier Howard. He's been putting the team first all year this year after you took care of him. Because guess what? Charity starts at the house, motherfuckers. Okay? You're first after me. I can't help you if I can't help myself. I needs mines first. Then once I got mines, then I'll take care of you and whatever it is you needs. But I'll break you off a little bit once I'm done with what I got from me. And that's the reality, guys. That's the way the real world works. So although we have this lovable, likable Tua Tagovailoa, him and his family, and rightfully so, and his brand and his ordeal, it's him first. For all you Tua sexuals, all you Tua lovers, all you people that are Tua-neers that ride or die with him, when he leaves this football team one day and goes wherever he goes, you'll follow him there. You won't be take off that aqua and orange, which you don't even have anyhow, and follow him to put back your crimson tide on and go put him somewhere else. That's just the reality and the truth. But rightfully so. I would too. I've got my priorities. I've got what matters to me before things like this. I was late starting the show today because I had family to attend to. That's it. Family first. So I would expect nothing less from Tonga Viola and the Tonga Viola family. Do you guys think with the Dolphins selling out completely right now, this year and next for Tua, is it because Tua knows they can't do shit about it? We don't have draft picks. Shit, we ain't got capital. I listen, Lamar Jackson next year. Seer and Jap. Is it Sir Ninjap? Sir Ninjap. Yeah. In a perfect world, that's what the Dolphins would and should do. And maybe they will. I'm waiting to hear back from someone I haven't talked to about the Lamar Jackson conversation in a while. DM'd him. Probably after this show. I'll see what's up. Maybe not. He's been dark for a little while. Ever since Lamar Jackson got injured. I haven't heard from him, but that's usually how it goes. Sir Ninja P. I got you, Sir Ninja P. So, yeah, Lamar Jackson would be the right choice in my book. T-Bone Steak says no cap space for Lamar. That ain't my job. That ain't my problem, my friend. They can manipulate the hell out of cap. You can pay him $1 the first year he's here. $1. It's all you need for a legal transaction. That's it. $1 this year and the rest of whatever in the future, and you worry about that later. Cap for Life says Cleveland didn't have enough cap space and got Watson. Thank you. Cap ain't a made-up number, but it's not one you can't manipulate and borrow from over the next 5 years. And they allow you to borrow with the inflation scale that they have as well. You can go, okay, well, the cap will be this, this, and this. My next 4 years, I know I'm getting. And with the increase of the cap, so I can borrow an extra 10. That's how teams go negative tens of millions of dollars in cap. And still sign guys. Big names. Dolphins haven't shook down any of their football players other than Jerome Baker as far as cap manipulating with their own contracts. Byron Jones gets cut. The reality is that to go get a player like Lamar Jackson, you're going to have to trim some fat from somewhere. Christian Wilkins signing, even in a franchise tag, that ain't happening. You got to move off Tua. Can't keep him around. What good is he now? What can you get from Tua? If you trade Christian Wilkins, what can you get from that? Sounds like you're starting to put together a little bit of the draft capital to trade for him, though. And Lamar Jackson, I mean. I don't know. It's a sad thing that other team members around here on the Miami Dolphins are going to have to be sacrificed to fix Tua's potential selfishness. Potentially. That's it, DTA. That's what I'm saying. Look, even if we kept Tua for another year, what are we going to be? What we've been? Even if we're 11-win team, 12-win team, whatever the case is, because we do better next year, say we got 10 again, you don't get any closer to having a better draft pick to draft a quarterback if you were to go young. And the sad fact is we're inside the window for the team that's built for now. God, doesn't this sound like 2017 right now? Or 18? I can't fucking remember which year it was. Maybe it was 14. Who knows? Just sounds like same old Dolphins to me. Shout out the guys over on Dolphins Talk. Same old Dolphins show. Good dudes. BND says keep him in as a backup. You think Tua is the kind of guy that is a backup? I think the pride of Tua can allow that to happen. I don't think so. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's a lot of questions and not a lot of answers, because I can give you 1,000,001 ways to recoup draft picks. I could tell you exactly a play-by-play of how you do it. You don't play two of these next two football games. You win these two football games without Tua. Then, in the playoffs, you stroll Tua out in a playoff game, and win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. You just make sure that he balls out, that his stats show that if other people around did better, Tua would have won that game because he played like a playoff top caliber quarterback. Or win the game. Do it twice. And then the value is through the roof. And I know, like, well, we're winning playoff games. Da, 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 da. Bro, I'm sorry. Buddy's a ticking time bomb with this concussion issue. I mean, shit, does he still have the soft spot in his head from when he was a baby? It just never fucking fixed itself. He still got the baby soft spot in the back of his head somewhere. I don't fucking know. I don't know if the hip injury created enough nerve damage. And I ain't been hearing it either, that this is a chronic issue. It's kind of like getting into a car wreck or something. That's what I heard. That when he took that hip injury, it was like a car wreck. The long-lasting effects of the nerve damage done to that could be something in correlation to this head trauma that comes easily. I get it, guys. I couldn't go out there and take a 350-pound man slinging me around too well either at my age. But at 24, yeah. Could I do it and be a pro? No. But that's because I'm 150, 60 pounds, whatever the fuck it is, at 22, 23, 24. I couldn't fucking take that, but I certainly wasn't going to go night-night because of it. Certainly wasn't going to out. Not from the ones that I'm seeing. Not that I haven't seen ones where I'm like, oh shit, buddy's dead. Like, okay, I think it was, I can't remember his name for the Jets, but when Cameron Wake and Ndamukong Suh straight cut Buddy in half for the Jets that one time, like, all right, that guy, he's probably dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. But just to get your legs wrapped up and fall and hit your head, concussion, bro, we ain't playing fucking street ball on fucking concrete. What are we talking about? It's friggin' grass at your house and you got a helmet on. You can't sustain that. I mean, what are we saying? The NFL doctor, whatever the hell his name was, first of all, the NFL's got to answer to this shit by their own peoples, which is just a complete bullshit. I'm going to have the NFL question the NFL, and the NFL is going to answer the questions to the NFL, and we're going to say that that's what it is. Get the fuck out of here with your bullshit PR. I hate that fucking gaslighting. Anyhow, I'm going to tell you what the gaslighter said. He's like, well, the spotters didn't spot anything because it's hits that are questionable head hits, along with sometimes showing signs of trauma. Didn't look like a questionable type of head hit, and it didn't look like he was showing signs afterwards. Then when those things from the spotters don't happen, then you got to say something to yourself, or your coach has got to, hey, you hit your head back there. Are you okay? Or you as a player go, fuck, dude, I'm kind of dazed. I don't know. Something. That's the protocol. Now, I don't begrudge someone that did take a little, seen stars before playing football or where else, and continue to truck on. Take that freaking high adrenaline moment where everything moves in slow motion and talk to myself and say, all right, calm down. We're going to be all right. We're going to get through this and we're going to fucking wake up and we're going to make this all right. That I can respect. But don't come out afterwards and say something. You ride that shit till the fucking wheels fall off, dog. You don't say something now that you didn't play good. Now, oh, I might have been concussed. Fuck, dude. Do you think the NFL now, when Tua plays football, that the spotters aren't going to be calling for everything on his ass? Bro, you're red flagged. You're a friggin' liability to the NFL. Do you think that the NFL is going to want to see Tua go out in a playoff game where everyone in the world is watching to see him take that Matt Moore hit? Matt Moore's a tough son of a bitch. He still went out there and played. You think they're going to let that happen if Tua takes a Matt Moore hit? Just drains me, bro. It irritates me. We're here again. And, Teddy, Skyler come in, win a game or two. Tua comes in, wins the last game of the year. We're in the playoffs. Tua wins a playoff game. All this stuff. I'll feel good. I'll be happy, yada, yada, yada. But in the back of my head, I'll be wondering, when is this bomb going to blow up in my fucking face? When? I'll put on a purple jacket and dance around and talk all this fucking other nonsense with you. But, like, come on, bro. Like, are we really going to ride or die with this? Either we're being lied to by Tua in the camp of Tagovailoa, or the Dolphins in correlation. They're trying to save face by spitting in the eye of the NFL, which is a bad move. Or it's a real deal, and this guy is taking concussions far too easy in his career. And if the latter is true, he needs to take it seriously. Because I don't want to be insensitive about someone being out there, but there's a reason I'm not playing fucking pro football. Because I'd be getting fucking ragdolled out there too. Now, there's very few motherfuckers walking around in these streets that are going to ragdoll me. So if you think that that's some way to come and get yourself some, we can dance. My point is that playing professional football as a rhythm quarterback, a la limited, because of arm velocity, not talent, got talent in the arm, velocity. The thing that separates this type of football arm from that one. Those limitations, along with the propensity to actually sustain concussions, is a time bomb waiting to blow up in our faces. One that if we pay $100 million to or more, we'll be paying for it. Shit, till my kids are out of high school. We'll be paying on some bullshit like that. till my 10-year-old and my 12-year-old are out of high school. It's bullshit, guys. It's just doesn't need to be this way. It doesn't. You know, I could come up here and I could spew bullshit for you. I could lie to you if you want. I could sit here and, you know, sugarcoat and tell you it's going to be okay. Tell you that, you know, it's going to, Tua's been great. This is his best year. Sad fact is Tua has a long injury history. And I went ahead and got this injury history for you. So, you guys ready for this? Before I break out the injury history of Tua Tagovailoa, I want everyone to right now hit the like button right this second. Got over 100 watching. I need those likes to come up. I also see that in the chat, we've almost got 100 votes, and it's 59-41 of that you guys would like me to do some more film breakdowns. So far, so good. Looks like we might be getting some film breakdowns from Capitan. Continue to vote on the poll. And guys, please, please, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And also make sure you're catching all the great content. The Fins Tailgate, myself. We have Rabbit Dolphin with Lewis. Got color commentary with the coffee and cup of colors and all the craziness. You got DTA doing the Dolphins debriefs. You got Late Night Exhale with Ali on Saturdays. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, checking out all the great stuff we have from Fanatics in the description. Oh, guys, also help support the show through Cash App and Venmo. There it is. $ the Fins Tailgate for Cash App, or Venmo the Fins Tailgate. Also, Fanatics link is in the description. Link to all of our gear is in the description. All kinds of good stuff. And yeah, great stuff. And then also, guys, link for Backroom Collections is there. And you can get 10% off using offer code #TFTG. So let's go through the timeline. Soon as everyone hits the like button, we got 66 likes. Get those likes up to 75, and I will do the thing. Nah, fuck it. I ain't gonna hold y'all hostage. If y'all don't want to hit the like button, you're an asshole anyhow. It's your own fault. All right. So this is an article. This is back in September 29th, right around the first concussion. Joe Riviera from, what is this? Whatever the hell this is. I don't know, but Joe Riviera wrote it. The Sporting News. Sorry. Tua Tagovailoa's injury history, a complete timeline of injuries for the quarterback. History lessons are most painful when they revolve around injuries. While Dolphins quarterback Tagovailoa still has a promising career ahead of him, injuries have been something of an issue since his college days. With a devastating hip injury, the most highlighted setback, he's dealt with a fair amount of smaller things throughout his football life that have caused him to miss time. While his rookie season was fairly clean, aside from popping up on the injury report with a minor foot issue, in 2021, Tagovailoa dealt with 2 more injuries, different in nature, that sidelined him from games. Tagovailoa has dealt with a rib injury and also dealt with a fractured finger in his throwing hand. In 2022, Tagovailoa's injury issues persist. In week 3, he suffered a supposed back injury that looked a lot more like a head injury. The NFLPA is investigating the matter, and suffered another apparent head injury in week 4 against the Bengals, which now that back injury has come out to be listed as one of now 3 concussions. Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa's injury history in the past, Tagovailoa has missed significant time with an unfortunate hip injury, but in March 2018, during a spring practice before his full season as Alabama's starter, Tagovailoa hits a lineman's helmet while throwing a pass and suffers a broken index finger. The injury required a quick surgery, but he missed no practice time. October 18th, so March to October 2018, Tagovailoa tweaked his knee during a win over Missouri. It's later revealed that the knee suffered a sprain, but he missed no time and it was back in the lineup the starting week against Tennessee. Then November comes in 2018. During a late season game against Mississippi, Tagovailoa in the third quarter takes a hit to his left quad, the same leg where his knee injury was a month prior. He sits out the rest of the game in an Alabama win, but he returns in the following week against the Citadel. Then December, in the fourth quarter against the SEC in the fourth quarter of the SEC championship game against Georgia, Alabama's left tackle Jonah Williams accidentally steps on Tagovailoa's right ankle and causes an injury. Tagovailoa sits out the rest of the game and eventually has a tightrope procedure performed on his ankle so he can return for the college football playoff. Then, October 2019, Tagovailoa, another right ankle injury, this time a high ankle sprain during his win over Tennessee. He opts out to undergo a tightrope procedure for a quick recovery. He misses one game, he opts to undergo a tightrope procedure for a quick recovery. He misses one game that they won over Arkansas before returning in Alabama's loss to LSU. November 2019, toward the end of the first half of this blowout win against Mississippi State, Tua Tagovailoa sustains that nasty hip injury that prematurely ends his college career. November 2020, despite having a fairly clean rookie season, Tagovailoa suffers a thumb injury in practice. Thankfully, though, it should only keep him out a single game in Week 12's matchup versus the Jets. 2021 in September, Tagovailoa gets through his rookie season relatively scot-free, but in Week 2 against the Bills, Tagovailoa is carted off the field after a rough hit and would be placed on IR with rib fractures. November in 2021, somewhat out of nowhere, Tagovailoa now has a fractured middle finger on his throwing hand. He misses the Week 9 matchup against the Texans. November 2021, there's some questions on whether or not Tagovailoa will play versus the Ravens in the Week 10 Thursday Night Football matchup. September 2022, the Dolphins in Week 3 matchup against the Bills. Tagovailoa suffers a back injury, quote-unquote back injury, which later is now being called a concussion. And then September in 2022, Week 4 is the Thursday Night Football, where that knocked him out for a couple of games. Now, up to this point, the rest of this remainder of this 2022 season, he then has this hit that they're now calling a concussion. He's in concussion protocol. Whether he stays out of game or not, there's a little bit of a pattern here. Now, guys get injured. I get it. It's football. It's going to happen. But damn, how can you rely on a quarterback that misses this much time, that has this propensity to get injured? You are the most vulnerable guy next to a defenseless wide receiver, which they've protected. Shit, they've changed the rules around so much to help quarterbacks, but you still are going to get hit. When you scramble outside the pocket and try to throw on the run, you're going to get tackled at your legs. It's going to happen. It's just far too much to try to have between this injury, the rhythm needing to be on point, all the things that need to happen for a success. And it has. But are we going to live and die on that sword of perfection? It's just too much, man. It's just too much. It's too much to handle, to ask of one football team. It's not like, hey, man, quarterback, can you bail me out on this play? Hey, the defense, we took a massive injury. Xavier Howard goes out and Javon Holland goes out, and we're already thin. They're torching us. Can you keep up? Can you force some footballs into some tight windows against the best DBs in the NFL? Because we need you to. Here's the weapons. Here's the protection. Can you do it? Sometimes. And is sometimes good enough, Dolphins fans? Is sometimes good enough for you? You know, I know you guys I look over here all the time, but I'm always looking at Dan. Always looking. It's all Dan Marino over here. I always look over there to remember what it is I'm really looking for. I'm looking for greatness. I'm looking for leadership. As a leader myself, I'm looking something to follow. I'm looking for something to follow. I follow the Dolphins, but I don't follow their bullshit. But when that guy was around, it was easy to follow, man. We never felt out of it. Ever. Ever. Never felt out of it. And the reality is, guys, Tua's not the reason for all the losses. He's not. But is he the reason for wins? Is he the reason we're winning? Is he? He's not. As many losses, that's his fault. Is it probably equal or the same amount as wins that are because of him? I don't know. Color, I see you in the back there, man. You want to pop up and say a few things at all? I didn't know if you were looking to come and chime in.
Oh, I'm a little tired tonight, but I guess I'll say a few words. I wrote it in chat. I mean, I just don't know how the Dolphins as a business can continue to put their put themselves at risk like that. I mean, I don't know. It seems
what about the NFL?
Well, the thing of it is, look, think about it in the common man's terms. We get a job somewhere or whatever, and somebody gets injured on the job or whatnot, and it's all. Some of us never get a job again because of the workman comps premiums and all that stuff. You know what I mean,
bro? It's just like being a driver. How many points do you get on your license before they take that bitch away?
Right.
Just went through the injury list.
A vehicle for a company, which I recently had done, with the last company I worked for. You get in one accident. Okay, you got that. 2 accidents, it's your fault. It don't matter whether the police say it's your fault or not. You know what I mean?
You're showing a pattern. You're showing a pattern of being neglectful while you're behind the wheel. At least enough for them to not give you the multi-$1,000 machinery. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't lose your job, but they're not going to let you drive their vehicle no more. And if they did,
I mean, like him or
guess
hate
what?
him.
Listen, look at it like this, Color. You get into a fender bender. All right. Then you get into a wreck. But then they still, because they need you on the road in that car, give it to you. Then you run into someone bad.
Exactly.
Do you know how easy it is for a lawyer to pull your driving record driving for that company to fucking sue the mortal shit out of them?
Right.
I'll sue the mortal shit out of you.
Plenty of track record of it being clear that the Miami Dolphins are well aware of Tua's risk level. You know what I mean? And at this point, if that risk level has increased, I mean, look, shout out to the kid. I mean, to the guy, I don't like calling him a kid. But I mean, like him or hate him, $38 million and what we've paid him so far has been earned. We don't. I mean, do we really need to be putting more money into that?
I'm not ashamed of the money spent. I'm talking about.
Well, what about more money spent?
I'm talking about the
For
money
10 games
that comes
season?
in the future. Well, that's the thing about a contract extension of franchising like that, is that you're signing up for 10 years and 100+ million. It's your future. You either squander it or bet right. It's the biggest gamble.
Yeah, and we're not talking about, injury prone in the sense that he gets a torn ACL every 4 years. We're talking about the guy at any moment in any game could burn us 3 games in a season.
Or could get out for the rest of the season.
I mean, that's starting to become below mediocrity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's called a swift kick in my nuts, is what that's called. It's called it's.
Now, what if I look? What if I buy tickets 4 weeks in advance, and he gets injured, and then the week I buy him, and he's out the next 3 games? Now, how's that fair to the fans, man? But there's those out there that say, what do the fans deserve fairness for? Life ain't fair. That's what they'll start telling you. It's like, well, okay, whatever then. Why do I watch football? Why do I bother rooting at all? It's funny how they boil it down to that all the time.
Yeah.
Why don't you go root for somebody else? Why don't you stop being a fan? Well, this shit's pushing me into stop being a fan.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
I mean, listen, I'll never. That's the problem. Like,
I know it. They know it. We all know it.
That's the thing. Like, it feels like is football become a sucker's business?
Pretty much.
It's a sucker's business. There was lifelong football fans that stay with a team forever, or is it now? It's not worried. It's kind of like, has football become cable? So when you get a cable company and you get, whatever it is, you can be with that company for 20 years, but they're not going to, the new deals go to the new customer. You want to get, half off for the first year or whatever. They're not going to give that to you, even though you've been there 20 years. They don't give a shit. When you say, I'm going to leave this company, they're like, all right, deuces. And you're like, well, fuck you. I've been with you 20 years.
Yeah, and that's a good analogy. I've got a good analogy for the actual content they're providing, right? It's like the cable company, again, in their contract with a network to provide a certain type of content, like their contract with, let's say, the History Channel, for example, all rights reserved. For the first 5 years, Modern Marvels, all kinds of great shows teaching you real history. Then they got this new CEO, and she was like, hey, this other stuff sells more. And she came out and said, nobody wants to sit there and get turn on a TV for a history lesson. And that's when you started getting the, what's that thing called? Oak Island and Ancient Aliens and all this other stuff that's like total pseudo history. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta go get the Smithsonian Channel now to get what the History Channel used to be.
If let's say the cable company said, look, our customers are beating down our door right now, wondering why we provide them a History Channel. There ain't nothing but Ancient Aliens on it. And they're stuck in that contract now for 20 years. Like you're saying, they did a contract with that network for 20 years, and now they're stuck with
what's happened, Color,
to their customers.
The NFL,
that's what I said. Merger, fraudulent content to their customers. Sorry.
The NFL since the merger hasn't had competition, and they've had their fill, and they've continued to fill their coffers with NFL fans, trying to gobble up new fans, pivoting in every which way, selling out whatever bit of history they have to get the new eyes on them. Old eyes be damned. Old eyes be damned.
I used a certain phrase earlier today or yesterday. I forget who I was talking to. Maybe it was my own head. Maybe I was talking to myself. It's watered down in the mirror. Bro. It's become watered down, bro.
Were you looking at yourself in the mirror when you were saying this to yourself? Maybe. Is football watered down? Am I watered down football?
Oh yeah. I was like, I was at a crossroads. I'm like, what am I doing with myself?
Yep. I don't know, Color. It's
And I went and sat at the freaking tire place for 5 hours straight when they told us it was only going to be 2 hours.
Yeah. Wait around for the cable guy all month.
Well, we went and there was a cafe nearby. We went and walked for some breakfast. That ate up all 2 hours.
There you go.
Busy today. People staying, taking the whole
week. Because you had the flat tire of going to the game on Christmas to support the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do tell. Yeah.
Christmas miracle. It's a shame because I feel like the overall heart of the game, maybe it's just because I'm a Dolphins fan and becoming more and more jaded as the years go on, but it's just with the world changing and the game changing, change isn't always better. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure, and if it's become such a different sport than we're used to, then why are we so wrong to start questioning our fandom of not just the team but the sport itself?
It's losing its just too much reality TV bullshit, man. It's all about the other
baseball stuff. They thought they were becoming in the NBA. It's becoming baseball.
Yeah, it is. And yeah, you know what? Maybe the coffers will flow in more with the international eyes coming onto it. But guess what? America has this one thing that's kind of it does. It's innovation and ability to be cool. And it's setting these trends. And as soon as it becomes uncool and young kids don't want to play it anymore, it's not the concussions, which is hurting you plenty, but just make it uncool. Make it uncool, and you'll watch it go the way of the dodo bird real quick.
Exactly.
And
other than the life-changing money, who wants to be a fraud?
I don't know, man. It's
I'd do it for life-changing money, I guess, but
I mean, I guess I don't know, man.
I probably wouldn't be able to face y'all after I did it. I'd be probably even more isolated in my life.
I guess.
Who wants to be around a dude like that? You know.
I don't know, but it looks like I'm gonna have to start doing some film breakdowns. It's 60-40 for film breakdowns, 112 votes.
Maybe that's why it's so expensive to be a rich person, because you gotta like buy friendships all over the place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna have to work out some looking at some film in the future. Apparently, people want to do that. Yeah, maybe I'll do on that. Yeah, whatever. Fuck it.
What are we up to on the poll?
It's 60-40 out of 112 votes. 60% says yes, they want to see more film breakdown in the future. So I'll have to do some of that. Mm. You know, it's
when you need good film breakdown, YouTube.
TFTG.
You notice I've been on a campaign to ingratiate ourselves with our host for the past week.
Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we?
Their servers are really, 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 really fast.
Powerful. Straight power.
YouTube.
Sustaining no concussions. YouTube. 0 concussions. Up to date. YouTube.
So, reminder to everybody, even old Color gets caught with it, and I'm part of the damn network. All I got to do is check StreamYard to find out if Capitan went live. But I'm sitting there watching this debate between an atheist and a theist, and I'm like, all right. And I look over and I'm like, and I checked YouTube, refresh my screen, and it showed Finn's Tailgate was live. I'm like, I didn't get no notification. So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and if you haven't reinitiated the notification bell in a while, go ahead and do that, because YouTube servers are so fast that sometimes it skips over that. But that's not YouTube's fault. It's because their servers are really, 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 really fast.
Well, you were already in the YouTube thing. They didn't want to pull you away from what you were so dived into. DTA, what's up, buddy?
Oh shit! I apologize, guys.
You're good, doggy.
Shopping. I was looking for a new quarterback, but I was looking for a new quarterback, but I must have hit the wrong aisle. I'm sorry, guys.
So I heard.
Did you search the bargain bin?
Yeah.
Oh, where'd he go?
There
he is.
Yeah, he's just popping.
Were you searching in the 2-for-1s?
Yeah, I was trying to get a bargain deal for him.
Damn.
So
might be the wrong time of year.
I hear that since
after Christmas, it's actually the right time to find one.
I'm waiting for that Black Friday sale.
Oh man, we're gonna have to wait till next year. Damn it. What were you gonna say, Color?
I was gonna say, since the Dolphins do in fact watch our show, and they have listened to me most of the summer, most of the off season, and into the season, I have heard rumors that the deal is in place to trade Tua to the Toronto Argonauts for their entire offensive line and a case of maple syrup.
Maple syrup?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like Cracker Barrel style, like water. Their maple syrup in Canada is like water.
I know. I've had it. I've had Vermont maple syrup. It's super sweet. It's nice because it's not, whatever.
And they drink it out of the bottle there.
Well, yeah, it's a rite of passage. Yeah, it's a rite of passage.
Yeah. We were hosting this kid that was down from Canada one time, and he went to Publix, and he's like, "Where's the syrup?" And he looked for the $18 bottle of Canadian syrup. It's like the size of a shot glass, and he's like drinking it the whole time like it's a whiskey flask.
Jeez, that guy sounds so cool.
I know, right?
Did he fucking pass out from all the heat exhaustion from it coming out of his pores later on, or what?
That was the last time we hung out with that guy. It's like group meetup from people from an online gaming community, and only about 4 of us survived the friendships like long term. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah. You're like, you were cooler when I didn't know you.
Nutcases, like typical people on internet nutcases.
Imagine that, Color. Imagine, you found weirdos on the internet. I would have never guessed.
There was a lot less normies on the internet back then. So when you were meeting up with somebody, there was a lot more risk involved. Now you can kind of really get to know somebody with the StreamYard and the Zoom and all that stuff face to face, and you can kind of meet in a public place, maybe meet at a convention or something where there's a whole crowd of people. It's not like it used to be. Like, you met up with somebody. If you told somebody you met up with somebody online, they'd be looking at you cross-eyed, like, "What are you doing? Be safe." And it's like, okay, yeah. But we had this group, and we all met up in Missouri, and drove up to Canada for a week and stayed with this other dude we knew up in Canada. And then later, like a couple of months later, the one guy from Canada came down to Florida and hung out.
So, I got some articles I'm gonna read, Color. I didn't know if you want to jump back or what have you, because I'm gonna go through them.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back.
Don't burn yourself.
Pull me up.
Yeah. Don't burn yourself out, Color.
Need me to yell or?
Yeah, if I start getting up and start getting crazy, and you got something to say, you come right up and bitch them out. Fucking let them know.
Oh, I did. Miss
I knew there was something.
Somebody called my attention to the fact that we're getting plugs in other people's chat rooms, bro. So thanks for those that are telling other chat rooms all about TFTG. We love to have you. Welcome if you got that message today from whoever was bashing us, and you're here to find out who we are. We appreciate you visiting tonight, and always come back, like and share. You're always welcome here. Everybody's
welcome. We're getting bashed.
Oh yeah, it was good.
Oh man.
Yeah,
no. I'm not liked and loved, Color. I'm only feared and respected.
I don't know, but I figure anybody that was in that chat that was seeing it going on is probably like, "Who are these guys?" and probably come over to visit. So welcome, guys. If you're here because you saw those two bashing us, and we hope to ingratiate ourselves to you. We're not as bad as the platitudes say we are. So thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you later, Capitan.
All right. Yeah, I'm not liked and loved, guys. I'm right on track to being feared and respected. You see that? Living and preaching my own words right into actions.
You know, if it was anybody but Scummy, I would have actually probably been fist pumping right now. You know what I mean? Love you, Scummy.
I know, Lewis. I said, wait, what? I know. Who is this color? Who is playing with the Capitan TFTG family fire? I mean, damn. Y'all asking for some extra good. Finish the rest of this. All right.
Oh, one other thing, bro. If you don't mind, because I know it's your show and, you know, I don't want to step on your toes or nothing, but I promise these guys that I've been following for months, they run a cool show.
I saw it on Twitter. Go ahead, plug away.
So if any of y'all are, I mean, I know some of y'all in the chat have kind of implied, insinuated, or kind of exposed the fact that you may partake in the Mary Jane and
Dan the
CBDs
man, straight cap in here. I love that.
and so there's a channel I've been following on YouTube for a while. These guys only have like 10, 12 people watching at a time. They got, you know, a minimal amount of subscribers, but they're really cool. And they're the only ones kind of trying to do what they're doing, which is sort of like not much different than what we do about the Dolphins, but they're chopping it up about weed. And so all topics, medicinal, everything, you know what I mean? Not just, it's not meant to be a burnout channel. It's meant to be an intelligent talk about herb, and, you know, while everybody communes together and talks about herb and all that and everything that is the Mary Jane industry. The channel is called, I'm going to post the link when I fall back, but the channel is called Me Cancast or Me Cancast. Like I said, I'll post the link. I promised them guys I'd shout them out tonight because they need more people over there for me to talk to and chat when I'm watching their show. So if y'all into that kind of stuff, get over there and give them a subscribe.
Yeah, put it in chat for the guys.
Yep. Comment on one of their videos or get in their live chat their next show. Tell them I sent you.
Whenever whenever we ask you guys to go check someone out, make sure you do, and make sure you put the TFTG there representing the fam. Let them know that we sent you.
And I, like I said, I've been following them months. They're vetted. They're good guys. They're a couple Michiganders. One of them actually
runs that weed channel. So I mean, listen, that's awesome.
You know, I told them that, you know, because I had mentioned that I hosted a talk show, talk about Dolphins, and the one guy's a Lions fan, and he's like, "Oh man, I needed y'all to win this week. I needed y'all to beat Green Bay." I'm like, and we chopped it up about Tua for a minute. You know what I mean? It's like got his impression and all that, you know. And I mentioned that, you know, Finn's tailgate, everybody's welcome, even non-Dolphin fans, you know. But we're chopping 100%. It up about the Miami Dolphins, so.
100%.
Yep, I'll get that link in chat here in a second, man. Thanks.
All right, sounds good. So, all right, guys. Now that, you know, I've gone through exactly what I had to say. I've settled down a little bit because I'm not going to continue to bitch and yell about it, because it is what it is with Tua and that whole situation. So that's how it is. Now it's time to find out, what do we do now? So I got two articles here. I'm going to read through this one first from Barry Jackson. Tagovailoa's issues, Thompson struggles create these cap/financial dilemmas for the Miami Dolphins. And this was kind of what I was saying. Tua Tagovailoa's December struggles and late concussion concern, combined with Skyler Thompson's inefficiency when given a chance to play, which, has he really had a chance to play? Yes, he had chances to play, but has this coaching staff really focused on Skyler Thompson and accentuating his strengths and giving him the game plan and practice time and preparing him for an NFL starting job, I don't know, have created all sorts of looming contractual and cap conundrums that the Dolphins had hoped to avoid. Tagovailoa is in concussion protocol this week after displaying concussion-like symptoms Monday. The Miami Dolphins aren't sure if he sustained the concussion on Sunday. When the fuck did he? What the fuck? Is that serious? The Dolphins aren't sure if he sustained the concussion on Sunday. What did he did it at home? Did Tua just hit himself on the head afterwards to make himself an excuse? Is that what Barry Jackson's implying right there? Anyhow, if he did, it was either his second or third of the season. His status for Sunday's game against New England is very much in doubt. The situation created considerable debate amongst national television pundits on whether the Dolphins should move forward with him, exploring the issues one at a time. Tagovailoa is under contract for next season with nearly all of his salary guaranteed, which it's only $4.7 million, so it's not like it's a fucking, a lot. The Dolphins have until May to determine whether to exercise Tua's fifth-year option for 2024. That option is expected to be worth $22.67 million over the cap.com. Had Tagovailoa been named to the Pro Bowl when he originally was announced last Wednesday for his 2024 salary under his fifth-year option would have increased to $28 million. If he is added as an alternate, he will not get that salary boost. Oh, wait a minute. Did I read that wrong? He will get the $28 million if he gets added as an alternate, which seems very unlikely right now. Once the option to exercise by the team, once that option is exercised by the team, the full 2024 salary becomes guaranteed. So even if Tua sustains a serious injury next season, he will still be owed $22.67 million in 2024 if the Dolphins exercise the fifth-year option. The fifth-year option is a guarantee. So if Tua gets the fifth-year option, the Dolphins will be on the hook for just under $5 million next year, and they'll be on the hook guaranteed for $22.67 million the following year. Teams sometimes decline the option and instead work out a long-term deal with the player. That seemed to be the likely course when Tagovailoa was flourishing during his Miami 8-3 start. Now the Dolphins could opt to wait to go year to year with Tagovailoa. Certainly, I wouldn't want to keep him, NFL analyst and former Dolphins executive vice president Mike Tannenbaum said on Get Up on Tuesday. In terms of how much do we pay him, the average per year you could probably work out something reasonable in terms of guarantees. If I'm the Dolphins or any team with a player like this, you're going to have to hedge your bet. You have to think about bringing in another quarterback to supplement Tagovailoa. You want to bring him back. He's obviously very good this year. He's improved. He's an improved player. The structure of his contract is going to be more consequential. Average per year, you can work that out somewhere in the top 10. ESPN's Bart Scott, a former NFL linebacker, asked Tannenbaum, why lock him into a contract for 3 years? I would make him prove it. Tannenbaum said, the next decision is going to be, do you exercise the fifth-year option or not? But the more interesting question is how much is guaranteed if you opt for a multi-year deal instead of exercising that option. I don't think any team is going to say here's $100 million or $125 million guaranteed based on the fact that he's only played one full season going back to his Alabama days. That's, to me, the more interesting part of the negotiation. You have to bring in someone else as reliable depth. Before Tagovailoa's December struggles and latest concussion scare, SportTrack.com projected Tagovailoa would command a 6-year, $226.8 million extension from the Dolphins when he becomes eligible for one in the spring. That was an average salary of $37.8 million and would rank him 9th in the league. That size of an extension, if he gets an extension at all in the several months, would be unlikely now. I can't with good conscience sign him to a long-term deal, Scott said. He's a very slight build quarterback. A very slight build quarterback? That's weird. We had concerns about his knee, hip in college, not being available in college, and that's usually an indication of how you're going to be in the NFL. The quarterback position is reliant on your ability. I'm starting to get concerned about the amount of concerns starting to add up. I'm not sure if Tua makes it to a second contract. The backup issue. The Dolphins, who have less than $5 million in the 2023 cap, had hoped that rookie Skyler Thompson, who was great in preseason, would be good enough to be a QB2 next season, which would keep them from needing to allocate a significant amount of cap space on another veteran quarterback. But Thompson, who had one start and significant playing time in another game, has 2 interceptions, a 52.2 rating, and has gone 28 of 53 for 278 yards. So the Dolphins are going to need to invest millions in a backup, particularly in the light of the Tagovailoa concussion issue. Bridgewater on his 1-year deal, making $6.5 million with a $6.5 million cap hit. You have to think about bringing in another quarterback, Tannenbaum said. I don't think it's really worked out well for Teddy Bridgewater so far. Maybe it's a guy like the 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe it's a guy like Mike White. You're going to need depth at that position because Tua is a very productive player, but his ability and his availability is a big concern. But Garoppolo will likely command starter money elsewhere, perhaps with the Jets. The Dolphins, that's the move I'm looking at, guys. Garoppolo going to New York. The Dolphins, with such a limited cap space, wouldn't seem like an ideal position for him to land. Why would Garoppolo even consider the Dolphins knowing he would be a backup? The conversation with Jimmy Garoppolo, Tannenbaum said, if you haven't been able to get it through a season, who you haven't seen get through a season either, it may be a hard thing to do. There will be some quarterback out there that wants to go down there because they have such great weapons, talking about the Dolphins, who say, I may not start, but if I get in there, I have a chance to resurrect my career. There are 2 marquee veterans scheduled to become unrestricted free agents. Now, I want you guys to listen to this part very clearly. There are 2 marquee veteran quarterbacks that are going to become unrestricted free agents this year. One is Tom Brady. The next is Lamar Jackson. But the Ravens won't allow Jackson to hit the open market. They will either place the franchise tag on him. Lost my place. Sorry, guys. Tom Brady or Lamar Jackson. But the Ravens won't allow Jackson to hit the open market. They will either place the franchise tag on him or sign him to a long-term deal. There's a slim chance they could trade him for a gold mine of picks. But the Dolphins, who don't have a first-round pick in 2023, seemingly wouldn't have the draft inventory to make a competitive offer. Brady has given no indication that he will retire, and NBC's Rodney Harrison, Brady's former teammate, interviewed him last week and said he expects Brady will play for another team, not Tampa Bay, next season, but he assuredly would want to be a starter. Another veteran quarterback scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent in March other quarterbacks include Gardner Minshew. He would make some sense as a backup. Mike White, who is the Jets' number 2. You see him do good. Another quarterback coming out as a free agent is Daniel Jones. There's also Geno Smith. And then there's 10 who project to be backup quarterbacks that will be out there. And I'll list the names right here. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater, Jacoby Brissett, Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton, Tracy McSorley. Who the fuck is Tracy McSorley or Trace McSorley? I don't even know the fuck that is. Taylor Heineke, Drew Lock, and Brett Ripon. Who the fuck are these guys? Who are these guys? This and that. So, for all you guys that didn't know, Aaron Rodgers had a quote when he was asked about what happened. This is what he had to say. Ryan Clark asked ESPN. Ryan Clark asked Tuesday, "Does Tua Tagovailoa ever play again? If Tua is in a place where the routine tackles put him in concussion protocol. Predictively, several former players suggested that he doesn't play again this season. Former Pro Bowl cornerback Charles Woodson took a step further, saying if it's indeed another concussion, he needs to take a long, hard look about continuing to play in this game ever again, period. That's kind of where I sit with Woodson. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers told on what he said about Tua after Sunday. I told him to take care of himself too. He had some pretty vicious hits this year, but he's a good kid. He's got a long career in the league to look forward to. Coach Mike McDaniel said that the Dolphins stuck with Robert Jones at left guard against Liam Eichenberg's been activated, yada, yada, yada. I guess you guys didn't, if you guys don't know, Myles Gaskin been put on IR. There we go. So, I don't know, guys. Womp, womp, womp. Hit the like button. All right, so let's get to this other article here. Because then, realistically, I get the numbers in which Teddy Bridgewater that Skyler Thompson has put up. But I don't know. I look at Skyler Thompson, and he has something that Teddy and Tua don't have, and that's that arm talent factor. Maybe Skyler can never be as efficient of a quarterback or accurate as a quarterback as Tua, and maybe that's enough for him to wash out of this league. But maybe he can be honed in to being a more efficient, rhythm, accurate quarterback with a guy who has an arm with enough talent to bail you out. That's the kind of stuff that you hope about. But Chris Perkins' article, Perkins says, can the Dolphins back up Teddy Bridgewater and Skyler Thompson deliver a playoff berth if necessary? The last time the Miami Dolphins made the playoffs in 2016, it was with a backup quarterback, Matt Moore, who finished the job when starter Ryan Tannehill sustained a season-ending injury. Fuck, dude, are we in Groundhog Day or what? Goodness gracious. A similar scenario could be unfolding for the Dolphins in 2022. Why not? Starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is in concussion protocol for the second time this season after sustaining his third head trauma of the season, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Green Bay. Tagovailoa's condition could mean backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, the local product out of Miami Northwestern High School, must finish the job, leading the Dolphins to a playoff berth. Or, if the season continues on the path it was on earlier this year, perhaps third-string quarterback Skyler Thompson must finish the job. Either could lead the Dolphins to victory or two, although it hasn't happened yet this season. So, yeah, there's room to question what happens if the Dolphins' playoff hopes. What happens to the Dolphins' playoff hopes if Tagovailoa is sidelined? On the other hand, considering the Dolphins are 8-7 in the 4-game losing streak with Tagovailoa as a starter, there's room to question on the outcome of the final 2 regular season games any fucking way. I put the fucking in there. That wasn't Chris Perkins, or was it? But here's the deal. Finishing the playoff run would be solely on the shoulders of Bridgewater or Thompson. It should be on the shoulders of the Dolphins team as well. When you start a backup quarterback in this situation, you really look for him to give you a chance to win in the fourth quarter. And you're looking for other guys on the team, the high profile guys. Coach Mike McDaniel defensive coordinator Josh Boyer, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Armstead, Xavier Howard, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Christian Wilkins, all these guys to finish the job and deliver this playoff berth. Who's going to step up while Tua has stepped down? It shouldn't be solely, man, Chris Perkins is preaching to the choir right now. It shouldn't solely be on these backup guys, Teddy Bridgewater or Skylar Thompson, to take care of these two freaking punk ass division teams and the fucking Patriots and the Jets. They should be able to force their way in anyhow. Both Bridgewater, a 7-year veteran with starting experience, and Thompson, a rookie 7th-round pick from Kansas State, showed promise in their appearances earlier this season. I don't remember the promise for Bridgewater. And there's reason to believe they could put the Dolphins in a position to get 1 or 2 victories. Both outcome results could in a playoff berth in these last 2 games. A New England who is 7-8 and a Jets who are 7-8. Tagovailoa has missed 2.5 games. Cincinnati, New York Jets, and Minnesota due to head injuries. And the Dolphins had a chance to win Cincinnati and Minnesota games in the 4th quarter. That Minnesota game is haunting this team. God, I fucking hate that Minnesota game. Out of all the shit that's happened this season, that Minnesota game still pisses me off, bro. You'll recall Bridgewater's first start against the Jets lasted exactly 1 play. On the Dolphins' first snap in the game in New York, cornerback Sauce Gardner sprinted unblocked, hit Bridgewater in the midsection, dropped into the turf for a safety. Then came the real shot. The NFL employee concussion protocol spotter positioned in the booth upstairs said they saw some Bridgewater stumble while getting to his feet and was ruled out the rest of the game, meaning Thompson, who was unprepared, unpracticed, got 0 snaps all fucking week, who didn't have the benefit of practicing at any moment of time, had to make his NFL debut to finish the game. The Dolphins were already playing without Howard, their Pro Bowl cornerback, due to groin injuries in that week. And he is sustained in Cincinnati, and they didn't have Armstead in that game at left tackle either. So they also lost defensive end Trey Flowers in the first quarter, cornerbacks Nick Needham and Keon Crossan in the second quarter. Thompson ended that day with 19 of 33 for 166 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception with a 58.4 passer rating. The Dolphins lose to the Jets 40-17. But if you guys remember, with a little bit more context, that was the game we saw very little Tyreek Hill, very little Jalen Waddle. I saw a lot of, Sherfield and, the backup guys, because those were the guys that Skylar Thompson had time practicing with later in the game. And in the 4th quarter, when we were still, I want to say, a score away, we just snowballed out of control. The following week, Thompson, with a full week of practice, started against Minnesota, but was knocked out in the 2nd quarter with a thumb injury. Enter Bridgewater, who was in concussion protocol the week prior. Dolphins quarterbacks playing without Teron Armstead, who was sidelined due to a toe injury. He absorbed 6 sacks and 13 hits that game. Still, the Dolphins had a chance to win in the 4th quarter, trailing 16-10. Bridgewater was marching down the field when Waddle lost a fumble at the Vikings' 26-yard line after a 14-yard reception. The Vikings, one of the best NFL teams this season, went to score 24-16. Thompson ended that game 7 of 13 for 89 yards and no touchdowns and no interceptions with a 75.5 passer rating. I really felt like that was Thompson's game to be had. And if Teddy Bridgewater wasn't thrusted in there and had to come in a little cold and started forcing it, I don't know. Who knows how that game would have went. That's why it drives me crazy. But Teddy Bridgewater didn't do too bad, but he threw 2 interceptions though. One of them, the bobble, but 2 interceptions. Bridgewater finished 23 of 34, 329 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but a passer rating of 93.9. Oh, on that Cincinnati game, which Tagovailoa left the field on a stretcher shortly before halftime, the Dolphins had a chance to win that game in the 4th quarter too. The Dolphins led 15-14 entering the final quarter of the game. Then Howard was sidelined with that groin injury. The Bengals used their passing game to take advantage of Howard's absence, scoring 13 points in the fourth quarter, taking a victory of 27-15. Bridgewater ended that game with 14 of 23, 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and a passer rating of 84.1. Granted, neither Bridgewater nor Thompson had statistically great performances while subbing in for Tagovailoa. The Dolphins had chances to win both in the fourth quarter of that game. Again, it's all about that's all you can ask out of your backup quarterback. Give you a chance to win in the fourth quarter. The rest of the team has to do their part. I mean, these are facts here, guys. This is the way it is. So, I don't know. Got to ask ourselves, well, Dolphins coaching staff, they need to make a decision on who they're going to go with. Go with them, ride with it. If it's Bridgewater, just do it. If it's Skyler, go full in. I like the idea of rooting for the underdog Skyler. It's a fun story. It'd be a fun thing to do. But if he goes out there and he lays an egg and we lose to the Patriots and all hope is lost and everything like that, like, we'll be literally like, well, damn, why'd we put Skyler in? You know, what were we thinking? Hindsight would be 2020. But I don't know. The risk return on a guy like Skyler is pretty damn high. But I don't know. Thank God I ain't making those decisions. I wouldn't have put myself into this precarious situation. And something's really, got to wonder here. I've been hearing through back channels for a while about Tua and some nerve damage and, the worries about things becoming, arthritic or, permanent nerve damage. These are some of the terms I've been hearing from some people. And were the Dolphins aware of these problems? Is that why there's a third quarterback here? Granted, I think we all saw how talented Skyler Thompson was in the preseason, and I think we all know he would end up as a backup somewhere else right away. And we're like, yeah, let's keep him, da-da-da-da-da. But with all the shortcomings on offensive line and stuff like that and questions in secondary, we've always kept either an offensive lineman extra, but in recent memory, we kept an extra DB. And how many friggin' injuries did we sustain in the defensive back unit? So are the doctors for the Miami Dolphins, are they aware of some of these problems? Is that why there's a third quarterback around? I don't know. A lot of questions, a lot of answers we won't get from a lot of these things. Shout out to you, Carroll City. I see you in there, buddy. Bridgewater was throwing the football to Mike Gesicki. Gesicki had 2 touchdowns that game. Gesicki used in the middle. Yeah, ain't no lie, brother. Gesicki will totally get more work. All the tight ends get more work when the other 2 quarterbacks are in there. Riddle me this. So, but that's all I got for you guys today. I'll do some film breakdowns in the future, man. I'll see what I can put together. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll do a live one. Maybe I'll, edit something together and bring you guys some quick clips, make it, digestible. Maybe I'll do like a pre-recording or something like that. Maybe I'll bust out the green screen and do it like behind me and just, I could go, look, you see this fucking thing right here, right fucking there. See that? Watch this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll do something like that. We'll have some fun with it. Guys, make sure you're hitting the like button, subscribing if you're new, share the page, share the channel, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Twitch, stay in the loop. TFTG family gonna ride till we die, till the wheels fall off this beach. So we'll see you guys next time. Fins up.